So the continuation of this AR is the next we are going to see about the mobile augmented reality. So what is actually the definition meant for us? It actually integrates the computer generated objects, virtual objects with the physical environment or the real world environment for mobile devices. That is, the name implies mobile augmented reality. So what are all the devices it will use is, it may be a smartphone or head-on wearables which perform seamless transitions from the physical world to the mixed world with digital entities. So the main example of this AR is called as Pokemon Go. So this is the example image of augmented reality, mobile augmented reality. So what is actually the benefits of MAR is, which makes learning more interactive and visual. Mainly it is used for education purpose. This type of learning will be more memorable compared to the traditional way of learning. So this AR, which already proven that itself to be an effective tool to spark imagination and create a higher level of understanding. So what is the main purpose of this MAR is, this augmented reality is either virtually change neutral environments in some way or to provide some additional information to the users. Mainly it will use the 3D components which differs with the individual perception of the real world. So they have mentioned the future scope of AR. So by 2024, how much growth will be there, how many of the users will use. So the next topic is, what is the difference between artificial intelligence and so-called virtual real or augmented reality versus virtual reality. So we already saw the definition of augmented reality, which is the combination of real world and virtual world, whereas here this VR is defined entirely with the virtual world. It won't involve real world, whereas we can imagine that we are present in the real world, but mostly it implies on virtual world. So that is the main difference in AR and VR. So the next point is, it helps people to interact with the real world and virtual world, and we can distinguish easily how this real world will work and how this virtual world will work there. And whereas here it's hard to differentiate which is real world and which is virtual world. Okay. Generally, it experienced by using a smartphone or laptop or tablet. Here we need compulsorily the head-mounted display we need, or headset. What is the purpose of AR is? It's actually a real world by adding some digital elements so that easily one can interact with the virtual real world. Whereas here the purpose of VR is to create its own reality, which is completely computer generated. Whatever the system says, we are going to do it. That is virtual reality. Here in augmented reality, the user will be directly present in the real world, whereas in virtual reality they will be in the virtual world, not in the real world. They can feel like they are in the real world. It is mostly used for the demonstration or simulation or mapping, whereas here we can use it for games, medicine and military, etc. And I already told, like, the AR is actually real world, but we are adding some digital element, whereas VR is, it's actually the system will take the overall control. Okay. So users are present at the location of experience, whereas users won't be present at the particular location. And what is AR SDK? SDK is nothing but software development toolkit To implement this AR, we need the necessity of this SDK, that is software developer kit. We have some 5 tools in this AR augmented reality. We will see it in the forthcoming videos. Thank you.